if you don't operate in congruency with my system, you gonna get kicked the hell out.
Well, that would
nobody have time to be playing no grown ass man.
Well, Mr. Lego, here's the thing, and you're right. There's things that you can do. There's this lawyer on TikTok. She talks about it all the time because they ask him the question: what happens if he doesn't pick up the kids? What happens if he doesn't? Then you go filing a motion to reduce the visitations and things like that, and that's cool. I mean, there really ain't much to say on it beyond what everybody. I'm sure we done heard everybody's views in regards to this. I'm sure we agree with some things, disagree on others. In those scenarios, I would say this: if I was put in that position, I don't plan shit around somebody else's schedule. I make sure I clear out that schedule myself. So, i.e., I put things in place within my family that I know nobody else can interfere. If that means, hey, my kids got to come with me, or if that means, hey, I got to pay somebody to do it because XYZ, that's what I'm prepared for, because I don't try to plan things around other people's schedules. So, for instance, if I did have to deal with a baby father who I felt like, all right, well, in this scenario, because I don't want y'all to go to Hawaii with each other, I'm not gonna come pick up the kids during the time I'm supposed to come get them. You wouldn't get that opportunity with me because I wouldn't plan anything around your visitation period. Wouldn't say, all right, well, we about to go to Hawaii because you know what I mean. You get to go spend a day with your dad this weekend, so that frees up some time for us. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And if it did just so happen to happen that way, me personally, I'm like, I can either go to Mr. Let Go route where I say, hey, look, we bringing the kids by and it is what it is, or I can go the route where men are not the what's your lady? What's your name?
Jane.
Jane. Yes. Or I can go the route of Jane and say, all right, well, next best you know what I mean? I got another person that I can go to, or push come to shove, and I'm always prepared for this. Kids coming with us. Okay. So it's I mean, it's really, I get what everybody's saying in regards to, you know, controlling the household and things like that, but that's all fine and dandy in a vacuum of a world. And I said this a while ago, the only thing you can do when it comes to scenarios like that is leave the person. But if you actually want to be with that person, and those are the type of dynamics you start to recognize, there is going to be some problems. You know what I mean? Because he's right. If y'all plan this vacation around the dad keeping the kids, right, and you ain't got no other plan in place, and he says, I'm not coming to pick him up this weekend, there ain't no law to force him to do that. That means one thing is for sure, you can do whatever you like. Mr. Lego said, okay, I can make you an absent father, then, i.e., we're gonna go to court, make the adjustments, this, that, and the third. But that comes after the vacation. That means you just lost out on the money for the Hawaii vacation because she's saying, hey, look, we got to go get the kids, or we can't take the kids over there. So you stuck not going on that vacation. Now you got decisions to make.
Sweeney, I would just pay whoever I need to pay a family member an absorbent amount of money in order for the family member to watch the children. But guess what happens when we come back, though?
Yeah.
Guess what happens when we come back?
We filing a damn though. Who gives a damn what happens when we come back? He ain't got no say so. Who gives a damn about that? Who gives a damn?
That's my whole point. So that's my whole point. So if he turns around and wants to act like a woman, I'm going to take care of it because I'm the leader. It's okay, bro. But when we come back, now there's going to be some changes made, and he ain't going to like the changes. And now he's going to be another dude like, oh, he won't let me see my kids. She won't do. I got like, bro. If you don't operate in congruency with my system, you going to get kicked the hell out.
Well,
nobody have time to be playing no grown ass man.
Well, Mr. Lego, here's the thing, and you're right. There's things that you can do. There's this lawyer on TikTok. She talks about it all the time because they ask him the question: what happens if he doesn't pick up the kids? What happens if he doesn't? Then you go filing a motion to reduce the visitations and things like that, and that's cool. But there's also instances where he may not be able to. Because we're talking about it from a perspective where he's just being malicious. But there
It's
are
times
good
she wasn't able to, but she still did it. We always talk about how mothers of single moms are so strong and they sacrifice. His ass gonna sacrifice. Nobody cares. I don't care if you sick. You got a mama. You got a sister. Let somebody else watch. It's on you. You are the other parent. Women gotta go through parenthood, no matter if they sick, whether they're in a hospital or anything. But the second a man he stubs his damn toe, all of a sudden I can't see my kids. Bullshit. Come get these goddamn kids, or don't ever come get these goddamn kids.
Let go. That's a hard sell, bro.
I see what you're saying. These are your children.
Listen, bro. Listen.
They're your children. It's not a sale.
Listen, because you just saying that's a hard sell to go to court and be like, hey, look, I know his mama died and he said he couldn't grab the kids this weekend, but I want to file an injunction to make sure that he to take his rights away. That's a hard sell. That's why I said we're not just I'm not going to talk. Obviously, if this is a situation where he's being malicious, I get it. That's an easy sell. But there's a lot of shit that happens in people's lives where they can't do. There's even single mothers. Sometimes there's shit that happens where they have to send the kids off to get, you know what I mean?
But the daddy never comes and gets them when the single mother goes through what she's doing. And that's all I'm saying.
We don't.
The baby daddy never comes and gets them, no matter what she's going through.
Don't know that. You don't know that. I've heard stories on both ends.
I'm not saying he's never around in those situations. No,
I'm saying we don't know that because there's been several scenarios where the baby daddy, hey, I need to work a few extra hours. He says, all right, I got you. There's been plenty of we don't know that. All I'm saying is that I'm in agreement with you that there has to be changes if we're talking about malicious intent. But if you're talking about, you know what I mean, scenarios in which shit just happens, it's a hard sell to be like, all right, well, we're going to take your rights away because you didn't come get your kids. This weekend, we wanted to go on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you got to have some compassion for people.
I'm not saying there's no compassion. All I'm saying is
about beat this topic to death. I got to move on. Like,
all right, we can move on though.
I got a follow-up question, but I'm a little afraid to ask it. But I want to ask it to y'all, and don't beat it to death because we got to move on. But we're talking about co-parenting situations, and I've been so afraid of it my whole life. I'm not gonna lie. And some of the stuff that I've heard. What is the real quick? Anybody that want to jump in? What is the craziest, most outlandish trespass that you have seen a co-parent do against the other parent?
Trespass?
Like they just did something outlandish. They had no business.
Violation.
They just violated, like no reason to do it, just to poke.
I had a neighbor who her child's father kept knocking at the door and she just wouldn't answer the door. And then finally you just hear him bum rush into her apartment. Yeah. And like runs up the stairs. But hey, I mean, she moved in with him. He done threw her down the stairs. I don't understand these relationships, but it was crazy. It was crazy to witness, but that's the craziest I've ever seen. Somebody just straight bum rush into your place.
I've seen during a drop off, like you drop the kid off at a parking lot, exchange the child, where the baby mother spit on the wife during the drop off.
Damn.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
Damn. So mine is it's usually, that's the worst part about it. I know the dudes be getting into it, but I think the women got the dudes beat. I've seen more women involved situations. I've seen the wife because I think usually I'm not speculating on this situation, but usually men should kind of know better that women are extremely sensitive to other women in their space, especially when it involves their children being nice to the stepmother. It's almost like you're not allowed to do that around the birth mother. The birth mother and her sisters jumped his new wife. That was the worst thing. And nobody knew what was going on. We don't know what was said. She was a super delicate, super soft lady, and she was just like caressing his back, being all wifely. And the daughter, is it something mommy? And then the mom turned around, but she was talking to the stepmom. Ooh, we were like, God damn, don't call her mommy. Your mom about to flip out. And then less than 5 minutes later, they stomping her out on the floor.